Hey, this is Kineer. Welcome to a live stream of Dune Awakening. I'm not sure what the number is now, 39 or no, 34, 35, something like that. Anyway, we're quite a ways into it. We're in the deep desert at the new base for week 8. Just as a matter of housekeeping, I am multi-streaming on YouTube at Kineer and on Twitch/Kineer Gaming. I appreciate it. Subscription or a follow on either one of those locations. You can always join as a member or a subscriber on those. As always, likes, comments, participation in the chat is also welcome as well. I do have today the chat turned to subscriber-only mode, so if you want to chat, please subscribe and hang out for a little bit. We'll see how that goes. I might change that about halfway through. Last stream I went through, we built this base. I'm going to go ahead and go upstairs. Where's my freaking stairs here? It's nighttime here. So we built this base. This is a little different than last week. It's not a full production base. It's pretty much a scouting base. So we can bring scouts up here and work in the deep desert and collect resources, and we'll just kind of ferry things back and forth. That's really more of a timing thing. I did build off stream a nice little kind of recreation room up here. It is open to the public if anybody wants to come in, and it oversees a Stravidium node, which somebody has recently come and picked up. Because that was my intention. We have a Stravidium node that's right over here, and people can come pick it up whenever they want to. Unlike, I think, every other node, or almost every other node on the map this week between rows B and E. I did fly around last night and look around, and almost all of them are capped. I'm thinking carefully about doing some reporting going forward. I just saw, this was interesting as well. I'm going to go to the deep desert here, or I'm going to go to the chat here. This is deep desert chat, right? So we just saw someone in the deep desert reporting that a character here uses cheats in the H2 testing station, applies a dot that does ticking damage while he's outside the room, kills all the mob with 2 ticks, etc. So there's some BS happening today. I don't know what's going on, right? Also hit by a Shigawire through a wall recently. Anyway. There's some interesting stuff here. And yesterday, we had some issues. I don't know who it was with because I didn't get a name. I'm just out mapping in a PvE area, and somebody decided they saw me on the sand because I had to land on the sand to get the altitude in order to do a survey, that they were going to try to come down and thumper me into the ground and try to get me killed by a worm. And, you know, that didn't work. That's actually my thumbnail today. I don't know who it was. I wish I knew their name because, you know, I would, you know, I'd make them famous or something. I don't know, as famous as we can be on this channel. But I did want to talk about this because we had 2 things happen yesterday. We had that event happen early on, and it's not the first time that kind of thing has happened. Exactly that kind of thing has happened to me in the deep desert. There are some people out here who like to pretend that they're PvPers, and they want to talk about, you know, how other people shouldn't be complaining about it, right? Their assumption is that if you are in the deep desert, everything's fair game. It's a free-for-all mentality, which is not what the developers have said. And so I was going to highlight a couple of things. I'm going to pull this out as a clip, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to do a little introduction here if you're watching right now. So I appreciate it if you bear with me, but I'm going to pull this out as a clip later. Because I did want to make this video separately, and I thought I wanted to put it at the start of this video. So if people show up, and I don't want to have that conversation again and again in a live stream with people, I'm not here to have debates online with them, but I am going to highlight some things that kind of inform my opinion on the subject. And the thing that I'm going to point out here is quite simply that there is a role for legitimate PvP in gaming. And I think, you know, I'm a big fan of YouTube, clearly. Like, you can go out to YouTube and you can find some really great videos out there. I'm not going to link to any of them particularly that show you, like, top PvP games in 2025, 2024, etc. So there are games out there that have good organized PvP. And so people who want PvP can find it. The people that we keep running into in the deep desert, and the problem that we have that Funcom hasn't addressed yet, talk about them as well, is that there are a bunch of people who kind of fake PvP. They pretend to be PvP. They want to cloak themselves in that kind of legitimate gameplay style, and they're really just griefers or gankers or what are you going to call them. We can call them fake PvP. I don't know what it is, but they're just looking for an unfair advantage and trying to, you know, I assume feed their egos and assuage some kind of personal problem they have that's going on. The guy yesterday in the PvE section of the deep desert who, while I'm out there just doing a survey, I can see him in the air. He comes, you know, he turns, he comes in. I spotted him in advance, fortunately. I jumped in my ornithopter. I aborted the survey. That failed. And he comes down and hits me, and then, you know, he starts to take off, but I think he realized he was flying towards his base. So I think I know where his base is as well. So that guy, you know, he comes back up, he turned around and flew around. Like, he's one of those people, right? So clearly he's not engaging somebody in PvP. He's not looking for any type of actual competitive environment. The word competitive gets thrown around quite a bit, so he's not looking for that either. But I wanted to highlight a couple of things, and I'm just going to point those. So let me go ahead and restart this as well. Hey, this is Kineer. Welcome to a cutout from my live stream. I wanted to talk a little bit about two experiences I had yesterday in the deep desert in setting up my base and doing some mapping, and also how it relates to the end-user license agreement and what Joel, I don't remember his last name, but Joel, the creative director of the game, has said about PvE and PvE content. And here's the issue is there are legitimate PvPers out there who play any number of PvP games. And they're looking for their competition, right? They're looking for competition, and usually they're okay with matchmaking and dealing with people who have been leveled up and they're playing at the same level. That is the nature of legitimate PvP. That's the core of it, in my opinion. We got a bunch of people out here in Dune Awakening who are taking advantage of some issues within the game that are not PvP. They're typically called griefers and things like that. They're just here to impede other people's progress. But I do want to start real quickly with this and just say, look. Funcom, and I'm going to talk about Funcom a little bit here. Funcom is an established, storied, professional, great organization with an incredible track record. Right? They are professionally managed, professionally staffed. Their people are talented. There's no part of this story which hinges on Funcom being somehow incompetent in some way, shape, or form. This game is a complex piece of work. Took them a lot of time, years, to distribute. To build something that runs distributed, that has this kind of graphical and sound fidelity and keeps track of all the things it does is a hell of an accomplishment, and I love 95% of it. I'm just going to say that up front. Enjoyed certainly all the PvE stuff. Where the game falls down is in the PvP section, and this is not a problem I'm bringing to light here. They know it. They've talked about it. I'm going to show you why it matters to them and what they've said about it. And I'm just going to offer that very briefly. So if you're one of the people, and we had a guy show up yesterday, I couldn't have picked a better guy to show up in my chat at the end. Who made all the ridiculous claims about PvP, not only trying to tell people they shouldn't talk about it, making gender accusations, like if you complain about it, you're a girl or a woman. It was almost comical, but it was a lot of fun. And I enjoyed it because it was a good example of what's going on. And then the other experience to me was a guy in the PvE zone came in and tried to thumper me into the ground while I was doing a survey. So that's clearly not PvP, right? And the last thing I want to point out is we had somebody in the chat, and I forgot his name or her name, I don't know who it was, who said, look, their guild, a pretty big guild, they have a policy where they kind of square off against like players and groups and guilds, and they kind of protect smaller farmers in the area. And it sounded to me like they had a really kind of mature approach to PvP in Dune Awakening, and probably one that's going to help keep PvP elements in the game. Because I think ultimately these fake PvPers are going to drag things out of, they're going to force Funcom's hand, and they're going to take things out of the game. It's going to make it less fun for some people who are let's say well-adjusted socially and understand what PvP is. But here's what I was going to point out here. Two things just real quickly. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just trying to get over to my browser. This is, and I'll come back to this in a second, this is the message that's been out about a month from Joel. We'll talk about that. But here's the thing that people don't seem to be completely aware of. There's an end-user license agreement that we all signed up front, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not going to read this, but I'm going to point out two things in here real fast. Player conduct essentially says, there's some real easy stuff in here everybody understands, like don't cheat, right? Because Funcom has two problems in this game. One is cheaters, and we just saw this in our deep desert here today. People talking about somebody who is, it looks like cheating in the deep desert in the testing stations. And so that is clearly something they're working on. But Funcom's problem is that they launched the game, which is a tremendous success, but they had to deal with a bunch of cheaters, and they've got so many resources, and they've also got problems with the PvP mechanisms and controls that are in place. And so I'm not going to propose a specific solution or something like that, but I'm going to point out the following, which is in the player conduct section, everybody who signs up to this game agrees not to do the following things as determined by Funcom. So this is about what they decide. I'm a big fan of just recognizing reality for what it is. I accept that. Funcom put this game out, we signed an agreement, they have rules, and they're going to enforce them if and when they want to. You can argue about whether they're going to do it or not, but that's another story entirely. But here's the thing I wanted to point out, right? There's a real easy one here, which is like, don't attack people on the network and that. This is the cheating one as far as I'm concerned. But Q is the really interesting one in my opinion, and this one says essentially, you will not behave in a manner which is detrimental to the enjoyment of the services of other users as intended by us, and us is Funcom. In our sole judgment, including, without limitation, harassment, abuse of language, which everybody gets, abandonment of game sabotage, spamming and behaving in a disruptive manner, social engineering, etc., etc. So what you have is this clause in the end user agreement, which Funcom may or may not be able to enforce, but can because it's here. And that means they can ban anybody for behavior if they get reported, right? And then the last one I like to highlight is V, which says, if you encourage, promote, or take part, or enable anyone else to do the foregoing, which means anything above here too. And I point that out because of those two pieces. One is this is in the view of Funcom. This is their, this is as intended by us in their sole judgment and their intentions. And if you're supporting it, let's say you are a guild leader and you have members of your guild who do these things, who are griefing people, who are violating the end user license agreement, you are subject to banning as well, probably at some point in time. I don't think they're jumping on it right now, but it's worth knowing. And here's why this is important. And most of us have all seen this multiple times, and boy, there's been a million videos on it, but this was their message about PvE and PvP. And I'm just gonna highlight two or three things in here. He wants to be unequivocally, right? So without a doubt, we want PvE players to play the end game and have access to the content of the end game. Our goal is not to force PvE players to interact with a PvP system they may have no interest in. So anyone who comes out here and says that the desert is PvP, even the northern part of it, and that whatever they want to do to you when you're in that part of the desert is fair game is wrong. It's 100% wrong. It's not the intentions of the people who have developed and released the game. They may not be enforcing it. They may not have kicked you out or otherwise penalized you yet. But it's quite possible that could happen in the future. So, it's probably not the best policy to be doing that. They still believe in the deep desert concept. That's cool. Nothing in here says that you should have to deal with griefers in the bottom half of the deep desert. Nothing in here says it is appropriate for them to block off nodes and deny you access to it. As a matter of fact, if we go back to the end user agreement, it says, you're not here to damage the enjoyment of other people in the game. This is the point about consent. And this is the hardest thing for some people to kind of wrap their heads around. Not my viewers. My viewers seem to get it. But occasionally somebody drops in, and this idea of consent, which some kind of people who are, I guess, hard of thinking can't wrap their head around, who somehow relate it to, I don't know, inappropriate sexual behavior. They don't understand consent. Good PvP games bring people together who are there for the enjoyment of PvP, and that's what's happening. This game is missing some things that Funcom is probably dutifully working on. I'm pretty sure they're working on. So that we'll find out in August whether they're actively going to change PvP, if they're going to do some things that change either, like a karma system in Black Desert, or who knows what they could do. Could be anything. But we absolutely know that this is not the appropriate behavior. A guy who wants to thumper people into the ground and somehow get them eaten by a worm in a PvE section, or in Haga Basin, because it happens in Haga Basin as well, is not playing the game the way they intend to, and is in violation of the end user license agreement. Can they get away with it for a while? Absolutely. So here's my point. My point is this. I absolutely focus on accepting reality for what it is. And I encourage, any player out there. These people are here in the game right now. But my acceptance of that is not approval of it. And I don't have to approve of it. I don't have to not talk about it. I don't have to somehow pretend that their behavior is appropriate. I personally think that these people are playing out some kind of weird psychological issue that they've got going on. Maybe they've been damaged or harmed in some way, shape, or form. The justification I see from a lot of them is largely around the everybody does it, so I must do it, and that's actually not true. This is a relatively small percentage of the population. The unfortunate thing is, without additional controls from Funcom in the game, a very small number of people can wreck it for other people. It is interesting that there's somebody out there cheating today who's probably going to make the people who are really into PvP, maybe a bunch of them are legitimate. I think they're in our deep desert. They're going to be a little wound up about this too. But that's the cheating side. But that's also in the end user license agreement. So you can have one or both, right? You can say I accept cheating and griefing and all those things, and we can just ignore it all, or it should probably all be enforced going forward. So that's my take on it. I don't think it's a hot take. It's not a new take. There's a lot of people out there who. There's a lot of people who are bouncing out of the game who come up here. I think the number I saw is like 30% actually set foot in the deep desert, which is, I guess that's not terrible. We're pretty far into it. We're week 8. We're in the week 8 map. It's not a full 8 weeks, but it's 7 weeks plus, because I think early access started on a Thursday. but only 30% of the players are even showing up in the deep desert at all, and we don't know how many of them get to the A row, do some of that, and leave. It's a small percentage that are up here in this area playing the game, and I suspect, I have no idea how many it is, but I know there is a healthy, normal, well-adjusted PvP community who plays the game. I've seen some nice videos. I've seen legitimate, fun, enjoyable-looking PvP. It's very difficult for people to cross that barrier into PvP when you've got this little middle ground of griefers and what I call fake PvPers out here. The people who want to mask themselves in that, pretend that they're PvPers when they're really not. So hopefully Funcom will do something about that. I trust that they are working on it. It has been a relatively short period of time since this thing was launched. Did our node come back? Our node hasn't come back. I don't need any Stridium as well. I did go out in the desert last night, and I visited most of the nodes. I pulled up a map. I don't usually keep a map up of resources while I'm playing the game on live stream, but I did go out in the deep desert last night, and I visited most of the nodes that were marked as titanium, and they're all capped. That is, of course, also a violation of the end-user license agreement. That's people, I mean, it could be some people who've decided, I'm going to break this down, there's two people out there, two different groups, I think. There are the organized people that we've seen talking about it, let's say in Discord and in other places, guilds who are purposely trying to cap all the nodes down here to force people into the deep desert, which is in violation of what Funcom has said their intention is, right? So Funcom says this is what we hope will happen, and they're trying to fight it, and so they're probably just gonna bring problems onto themselves, and I'm not gonna worry about that. And then there are probably some players, and I've had this thought myself. I'll be transparent with you, who look at it and say, well, if they're all going to get capped, then what I'm going to do is every week I'm going to come up and I'm going to cap one for myself, and that way I'll have all the titanium I want for the week and nobody else gets it. That's probably a problem too. We'll see how it goes. But it's clearly the intention of Funcom that rows, at least for now, A through lower half of E are available to any player that wants to come up here without threat of PvP combat they don't want to be involved in. They put it in words. It's been on the internet for a month. And I don't think there's not really a lot of room between what they've said and people's imaginary recollection of what they thought the game was going to be 6 months ago and things like that. But they've been pretty consistent about it. So again, Funcom, I think, under the circumstances, doing a pretty good job. There's a lot going on in here, and there's only so much that they can do about parts of it. I think we saw this week in hotfix 3 of 1.1.15 that they fixed 2 duplicates that had just been published, I think within days earlier on a variety of sites, right? And they fixed them immediately. So, you know, kudos to the Funcom team for not only the base game, but kind of amping up their response to things like that, because they understand. You know, this is, you know, the beautiful thing about this is a commercial enterprise. They are well incented to do this well, to make it an enjoyable experience for as many players as they can engage and keep engaged. And I don't think it's like a corporate greed thing. They certainly need to make money, but I know I would suspect that almost everybody at Funcom wants to do what they're doing or something like it for the rest of their lives because it's fun and they're passionate about it and they enjoy it. And so I think the game will get better. I'm reminded by something they said on one of the earlier development live streams is just remember that the day of a launch of a game like this is the worst the game is ever going to be. It's just going to get better from there. So there's some nonsense going on in the deep desert. I think there's some strategies to avoid it, and I use those. I can get the resources I need, but some of that is because I can play on a flexible schedule. Not everybody can do that, so I hope they adjust it over time so that everybody that wants to play can play when they want to and actually access everything that they wanted to access. That said, let's get back down to the basin. I have some homework I need to do, some housework, or some chores, or whatever you want to call it, that I've been putting off down here that I need to get done because the new guild base is short on some resources. Let me get down here and we'll do a quick survey and inventory of what's going on. And just a reminder, there are Twitch drops for the CHOAM stuff. I think everybody probably has it by now. Three CHOAM building pieces. Follow anyone on Twitch that's playing Dune Awakening, as long as they have categorized it properly in their stream. Twitch knows they're playing it, the drops will be there. Such a better system than it used to be, so. I guess I should do a little closer. I'll do that when I land. I'm not really particularly great at clipping all these things out, so we'll see. I'll post it up as a separate video, and we'll see how much hate I get from people. How many people I get telling me that PvP is something that it's not. I mean, it's been a long time since I was actively involved in like Warcraft and like World of Warcraft and the battlefields and things like that. I used to. I'm old. I don't care anymore. I don't have as much time. I have zero time to spend arguing with 13-year-olds who are off school for the summer, or adults who behave that way. I guess that qualifies as well. So. Okay, what are we going to do here? Let's go check supplies and see what I can and cannot make. I have a feeling it's going to be a buggy trip into Haga. And I do have a list over here. Let me double check this as well. Yeah, I'm going to do some of that stuff. I think it's going to be primarily resources. Let me check the... So I processed a bunch of stravidium. Not all of it. We have plenty of water. Let's go ahead and get that done. Stravidium takes almost no water. And plastome... I did do... Or somebody came up here and did some more aluminum, it looks like. So I need aluminum. I'm going to go ahead and get some more duraluminum done. Let's go ahead and get those done. That's going to chew up all the water. No, it's not. Oh, I don't have enough jasmium. So I need jasmium, and what I need also is aetheryte crystals. So I'm going to do aetheryte crystals first, because those are the ones I kept talking about and doing yesterday that I did not put together. And I probably need some bodies. I need bodies. I'm going to run low on bodies. It's going to get me up over 200, and then this will get me back up to, let's do that while we're doing this. So we've got water coming in there. And I don't even know, where did I park these guys? They're both out here. That's my new ramp. Oh, I need to go take a look at this. I'm going to go out in the buggy. I need to take my ornithopter with me. Right, and we are. That's pretty good. Still suit. I did catch a mouse. I got a mouse corpse. I feel bad. I don't really turn him into food, but he just hopped up on me somewhere. He just came up to visit, and well, you know, he came up to visit, and we just kind of brought him home with us in our pocket. I guess I probably need to put a mouse out here too, don't I? I need to put Muad'Dib in his little cage somewhere. Oh, and I need jasmium, aetheryte, and passive water. I need as well. Let me get this done real quickly. All right, so we're good there. And let's see. I have fuel on me because I carry a fair. Those are both large. Fuel. I think we're okay on that. Honestly, for what I'm doing, I might change into some armor, some actual armor. Actually, I am going to do that because I'm going to be going into Haga Rift. I have a route that I typically follow that should... now, this might be a lower level buggy. It's certainly not top end, but I should have a fairly reasonable amount of storage space. Let me go change armor. I think I'm set. I hope I didn't leave it up in the deep desert. No, I didn't. It's right here. I'm going to go ahead and carry that with me. Put the mouse away for whatever reason. I don't need him. Put your shirt on, buddy. Don't hang out that way. Don't be that way. I don't think I'm going to be doing any of this right now. I don't need to survey anything, and I probably should take some water with me, shouldn't I? Let's go up to the pilot's lounge and hey, Sir Garden's a lot. Hold on, let me get this done. I'm just gonna take the Atreides buggy out and go down to the Haga Rift and get as much Aetheryte as I can load into this thing. I just know that along the way, at several of those testing stations, I'm going to have to... where am I going? We're going to go here. That's where we want to go. Just straight south down through here and on our way. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. And I always want to stop and shoot all those guys, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, storage is empty. I have to make sure of that too. I use the buggies inside the base all the time to move things around. So like if you want to move things from one box to another, it's very easy to. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. There's a storm. How far is it? And yeah, it's coming right for me. So we're gonna go park for just a second and let the storm pass. I tell you, there was something else that was interesting up in the deep desert yesterday, related to the storms, and I don't know if I noticed this before. It was kind of odd. Let's get up.
Sector weather alert.
Yeah.
A large sandstorm.
1 minute warning. I'm glad I noticed it. I mean, not that I couldn't find a place to just kind of duck in, but the deep desert bases, and I've never noticed it. I've been up there for weeks. When a storm goes through, your shields drop. Even if you're in the PvE zone, the shields on your base drop, and it shows up in your log. So this is from up there. I think you're 100% right. I do that math all the time. Like I could quit today, although I'm not, because I think there's more to come. I think it's going to be fine. You know, my cost per hour is trivial, right? I get my money's worth out of games, so that's not a problem. Like I'm not worried about that as well. And I always like this too. Is like I'm not. I guess I don't even know if Funcom or its parent company is publicly traded, but maybe I own some shares. But I'm not here to run their business. I recognize it. I understand they have a business model. And I think they're properly motivated by it. I'm not worried about that. So I'm not worried that, you know, Funcom is going to lose a bunch of players because, you know, I'm not here in the junior analyst gamer role. Although I can assure you I have
sandstorm is approaching.
I have all the credentials I need to do financial analysis. That's not a problem. I can do it. It's just that's not what I do here. So, you know, it's a good value on an individual player level if you do it. I do think, and this is the problem, is that, you know, if you've bought the game, I have a stake in the game. Like, I do expect to be able to play the game, right? And I expect to play everything that the game, the developers, the studio say is supposed to be available to me. And there are parts of this where there are people who are just kind of, they're wasting people's time. And time is valuable. I think time is valuable. It is one of the few things that... is the storm already gone? Boy, that took like a half a second, didn't it? You know, time is the one thing none of us have complete control over our allocation on. And when other players decide that they're going to impede your progress in a game in a way that is not intended, that you haven't consented to, which is what's happening, that's not legitimate. Well, that guy just zoned in. I'm like, there's somebody there? I don't know who that is. Oh, they're not lost. I wonder if they went. I wonder if they ran and hid under a rock. Their ornithopter is out in the. How do I get out of here? This is south. It's this way. Oh, I'm a little lost. I don't know if I saw that guy. I don't remember his name. I saw a guy that just posted that video. He was actually telling people, don't buy the game. He's like, until they fix this stuff, don't buy it. But he was very shocked at his deep desert experience. Like, he went out and he had one trip out. Okay, I know where I'm at now. Yeah, I don't want to fight you people. Not right now. He went out, him and a buddy, so there was two of them, right? And so they had the ability to kind of fly multiple ornithopters, and they had a pretty positive experience, ran into some people, and then they come out the next time, and the guy attacked them, and I think he was on Titanium Island, right? And, you know, this guy is explaining, he's like, I'm begging the guy. I'm like, dude, I don't have anything. I'm just out here doing this thing. And the guy goes, he tells him he's bored. And I'm like, okay, so you're bored. Which kind of feeds into my whole philosophy that, you know, maybe this is the kind of thing to disappoint the Funcom people, but this is not a PvP game. Like, it has some PvP elements, but, boy, it just doesn't really come across as a PvP game. Okay, I just did the wrong thing. I do not need to come up here, and I just need to go into the base, or into Haga Rift. I think they'll get it. I've learned more about PvP in games in this game than I have in a lot of games. Because I haven't paid attention in a long time, and it wasn't really until some of the more ridiculous behavior cropped up that I even started to pay attention to it. Because I just generally assumed that most games will, you know, implement controls and systems, and you'll have, you know, arenas and all the stuff that, you know, I think you're supposed to have, right? But I think Funcom, and again, I don't think it's a competency issue. I think it maybe it was an optimism issue. Like, they had a vision, and they're like, because they still talk about that vision. They're like, you know, we believe, and I think the Deep Desert and the Coriolis Storm and the weekly resets and all that stuff is perfectly fine, but they changed their language around what they think people should do. I'm going to go, I think I can go on this level. I'm going to go to the right. So I come down here, and that's the way back up. I don't want to do that. I'm just looking for Etherite. Etherite, whatever it is. So, I mean, they have a vision, they're adjusting their vision, they're comical, I mean, they're funny about it, right? But you can't take an aircraft carrier and spin it around like it's a little powerboat. And, you know, a major studio in Dune Awakening, especially after it's deployed, you know, now changes take more time and more testing, and it's a complex business, and I give them a lot of leeway for whatever it is they need to do. Now, I will change my tune if in August they put out some kind of minor patch, and, you know, they're just fixing some little bugs here and there. But I will definitely have a different opinion at that point in time. But if they come out and they start to, you know, if they just continue to fix things as they go, I thought the change, like the PvE cutting it in half was a dramatic change. Like, that was big, and they did that like on a dime. And I mean, it was kind of, whether you like it or not, it was kind of an impressive thing to do for a game of this complexity. So ultimately, everybody gets to decide. But I also, you know, and this is part of my professional background as well. Is you know, I have more than a few things to say about deceptive trade practices, fair trade practices, things like that. They have some obligations. They operate in many countries. That's also complicating things. And they've got to. They're trying to solve so many simultaneous equations. It's not fun. Oh, did you find me? Some dude found me. He wants to fight. I'm gonna go inside this area too if I can find this guy. Where are you, buddy? I heard him. Is that a guy right there? It is. You have a shield. Come on, fight me, bro. I think I just died of the poison I hit him with, like, I don't know how long ago. Oh, I gotta read your comment here. Sir Garden's Law says, I think I was on the official service for about half an hour, and then I just went and got a G-Portal server, Arc server involved. Was the worst PvP. I have one too. I have a private server. I play on it. It's fun. I'm in the deep desert over there. It's a very different experience. You know what it's like. I should have picked that guy's body up, shouldn't I? Yeah, I might as well. I killed him. I should take him with me. We should go for a little ride. That means I'm not going to have as much room for Aetheryte. Okay, and it is Erythrite. Erythrite. I don't know what it is. Is it Erythrite? We're just going to call it Aetheryte. Erythrite. I don't know if I told this story on the stream or not. So I'm, my G-Portal private server is, it is by designation RP. It is a role play server, right? Which, just means there's a certain controls you can turn on. There's no, like Funcom, I would love to see Funcom actually fix the private server so that you can completely disable all PvP. If that's what you want, you're going to pay. Man, just make it available, right? It gives them a lot more room to say, okay, well, the public servers can be a free-for-all, which I don't think is the right long-term solution, but I don't know what they're going to do there. But on the private server, we have 50-plus RP servers that roll up to a single deep desert. And there's still some jerk in there who thinks it's a PvP land and he wants to grief people who aren't fighting it. Now think about that. I mean, that's crazy. But most of the time it's peaceful. Like you go out there and you can stuff your pockets and your ornithopter with all the resources you want. It's not really a problem. You do have to behave as if there's these one or two jerks that are out there. They're playing a different game than you, and they. This is my armchair psychologist. They're exhibiting patterns of antisocial behavior and psychopathy. They lack impulse control. They seem to be missing some ethical and moral. That's a great. Should I go in there? I'm gonna go in there. Let's do this. Let's do this on foot. There'll be some guys in here that'll be fun to play with too. I don't even know. Yeah, there's some people in there. We can get a bunch of. You know what I need to do? Let me go ahead and put these on here, because I'm going to get shot by something. I don't know what it is, but I'll be shot by something. We're going to need some... There's not a lot in here, is there? Where's my guy? I saw you. I can see you. Someone's here. Oh, I got that guy, don't I? You going to come over here and fight me? How tough are those guys? Yeah, that dropped him, so... I think there's only 3 of them in here, right? Oh, that guy is a little tougher than I thought. Oh, buddy. There we go. We got him. Taking your bodies, man. I'm taking you with me. We need the water. So I don't mean to be terribly harsh about it, but holy cow, man. Some of the stuff I hear from some of those people is as bad as anything I've heard anywhere. They're just, interesting. Can I not pick that guy up? Can't pick that one up. Is that one I killed? Can't take him. I can definitely pick this guy up. You know, some of those are the same people that are like, you know, they're here to tell you that, you know, you're coping too much, or I don't know what it is, right? Like they start talking about opium and stuff, and I'm like, what? Like I think that's a pot calling the kettle black kind of thing, as far as I'm concerned. It's what do they call that? Projection? There you go. There's some more armchair. There's some more armchair psychologists. It's a projection issue. All I'm saying is I recognize they're here. I don't, you know, but the human behavior is the human behavior. It is what it is. Funcom should fix or provide more options. They are duly incented to do so. I think they will. I don't even know how good this one is. If this is not very efficient, I'm going to just skip inside. 86. Inkslinger. It's hot here, man. I didn't go outside. I went outside last night. Thank you for the reminder. I've touched a lot of grass in my life. I actually did want to go outside for a little more, let's say, outdoor activity, but man, it's freaking hot in here today, or hot today. Touch grass, bro. Oh, I love the people that want to call me bro. It's like a giveaway. It's like, hey, bro, lol, touch grass. You know, I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, buddy, okay. Life is entertaining enough as it is. Yes, you know, do I even want to go up there? I can't even see what's up there. This place isn't as accessible as I would like it to be, right? Maybe it's just because it's dark up here. Oh, that's good. But I'm only getting like 86 off of this, which, you know, if I just do more loops on the outside, so I'm not going to do any more of these internal ones. If I do more loops on the outside, I'll get far more resources that way, and this will be a faster process. Like, it's not terrible, but I'd rather stay in the buggy, get out every now and then to fight some people. This is way too slow, and I don't have a top end. If I had a Mark 6 cut array, maybe it'd be a little better. Can I get that one? I can get that one. What's funny for me, and I don't write, I don't engage. I have an account on Reddit, and I occasionally like leave a tip here or there, but I don't try to debate anybody or get involved. But I do read people's comments, and you know, and sometimes I see somebody who's just kind of like, I need to say it, like, they're just aggressively defensive, and you're like, and then you go and you read more comments from them, and you're like, they're talking about basically griefing people, you know, and it's all justified in them. It all makes, you know, to them it makes perfect sense, and like, it's just, I don't think it's reality, and you have to stick with reality. It is not optional. I mean, you don't have to. I shouldn't say that. So I didn't get that guy because he was walking. I did get him, right? I would like to get that guy. He's going to be shielded by the time I get down there, isn't he? Okay, let's go pick up the bodies. Well, I mean, there's an interesting psychological, you know, I mean, I shouldn't say psychological condition, but, you know, as humans, and I count myself as a human most of the time, as humans we are, we're prone to adjusting our reality to fit our own needs. Oh, he did die from the poison. You know, which is just, you know, it's a pretty standard coping mechanism, right? It's all very, you know, it's very almost necessary at times. You know, in order to, you know, to keep ourselves sane and rational, and get through life, that kind of stuff. But, you know, it takes some real work to kind of stop and try to figure out what's going on. It's why I continue to say, well, am I carrying too much stuff? I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm not picking up the bodies is the problem. I try to continue to say, look, I know there are legitimate PvP players because I've been one in the past, and I don't want them to lose parts of the game that they quote-unquote enjoy and want to participate in. But I also don't want people to be dragged into it. And there's too much of that. There's too many people that are trying to drag other people into it. And it's pretty cool. You know, it's like, you're in a PvE zone, if you're in Haga Basin trying to thumper people, because that happened to me actually weeks ago. I lost, back before they updated the, what was it? Back before they updated the game so that you could change the vehicle exit button. Like it's been a little while, right? Can I reach that from here? I don't know. So it used to be I would use, I'm not within reach. Anybody else, I was using the E button. Like if you hold down the E button, you would exit your vehicle. And I jumped out of my ornithopter on at least 3 occasions while flying, right? And it was not my intention. I just get into like it's like a motor muscle habit where I would jump out. I'm hitting the button or I shift off and I'm not on the WASD keys or something like that, right? And I jumped out of my ornithopter in Haga Basin and it just sailed off into the distance, which is what it did at the time. Like they don't do that anymore. Clearly it was a problem. They fixed it, right? They changed it for everyone. So clearly it was an issue that they felt they had to address. And I'm down 1 more level, aren't I? Cool. And my ornithopter landed out near Crossroads, right? And it was out in the sand far enough. I did not have Bendu Sprint. I did have Shigawire. It was out far enough that I couldn't get out there. I don't think I even had like soft depth shoes at the time. I couldn't get out there easily, right? And so I called a guy in the guild who had an assault, and I'm like, come give me a ride, you know? Just come take me out there and drop me off by my ornithopter. And he was online. He was cool. And before he got there, some guys, or a guy, showed up in a scout, and he was out there trying to get my ornithopter like thumpered and eaten by a worm, right? I'm in Haga Basin, right? And that's what the guy's up there. So like he's in Haga Basin and he's griefing people because there's a mechanic in the game. I didn't feel like that. We'll get to him in a second. There's a mechanic in the game that allows it, and you know. It's unlikely he was confused. I'm sure he understood that I didn't want my ornithopter, but he's just that kind of player. And I don't think those are real. I don't think those are real PvP. That's simple griefing. It's against the terms of service, which means it's, you know, whether they're enforcing or not means they spelled it out. It's not that complicated, right? We don't have to guess. It's there, you know. I mean, it's happened. And, you know, and I've been to the deep desert on numerous occasions and not had anything happen, but I will say that the majority of my experiences have been the majority, which just means over 50%. That's all it means. It doesn't mean 95%. It means the majority. In the majority of cases, I've been to the deep desert on resource chases of some sort. There's somebody out there that's, you know, that's chasing down a guy in a scout that has nothing but storage units on, you know, or whatever it is, right? Even when they can't, even when they don't have rockets, they're trying to thumper you into the ground. That's happened to me 2 or 3 times. None of them have done it successfully, but it only drives the game one direction, as far as I'm concerned. Whether people want that or know that it's going to happen, I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually, and then they'll complain about that too. My job is to recognize it and react or respond in some way. That was cool. Not really. Although I do think, and I didn't think about this until yesterday, I might actually report somebody. I've never tried it before, but since I was encouraged through the actions of others to go actually see what was in that was actually in the terms of service, something I hadn't really looked at before. Now that I know, and we'll go test out Funcom and see what they do. I don't have an ethical problem doing that. Funcom clearly wants you to do it. They provide the mechanism. We'll see if they do anything about it. Oh, there's two guys out here. I'm going to end up with far more bodies than I have Earth life, won't I? There's one over there. I'm gonna have to set like a body limit. I'll end up throwing them out, won't I? Corpse. Corpse. So, it is not my intention to spend my whole stream talking about that. Oh, and for what it's worth, I don't think I'll be online tomorrow. I have an external client project that I have to go on site for, so let me deal with that tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow night, just see. I'll be out on site all day doing stuff. Oh, there's an ice. Okay. I think that's been here for a while. That's a good location for a base. Where is that? That's just outside CHOAM 6. That is a very good location for a base. You can circle up through these and get out and back. And I don't think the storm affects this. I'm not paying attention. Can I run that guy over? Let's just run him over. We won't take him with us, but we'll hit him. And all these have okay, I was gonna ask how that guy can hit me over the top, but oh, he's poisoning me. Pretty sure, like, my critically injured. That's not cool. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's that guy. I forgot about him. There's two of them up there. You know, there's a second one up there. Is that a player? That's not a player. It's a melee guy up top? That's not where you're supposed to be, brother. More bodies. How many? Man, I was getting ready to shoot you. So much water. It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't remember this place was so full of these guys. I wonder if there's an inside. Let's get this one first. I think I'm getting far more bodies than I am. 3,000. I would be happy with 4,000 or 5,000 if I can hold it, but I think I'm gonna. Yeah. So the bodies are gonna take up all my space, aren't they? Let's line these up. I might drop some bodies. I might. Because I'm not going to be able to get more than a little bit more. That's going to be 2,000, 3,000, 3,500 is as much as I can carry. And I've got a body in my inventory too. Yeah, let's do that. I'll take 3,000. That's a fair split. .302, and I think I should be able to get something on the way back. Let's see. Am I going east? I want to go west and north, please. Oh, that's Arcturus. That's actually a pretty cool site over there. I think the drops in there were pretty good too. Although I now need to go up at least 2 levels, don't I? So I was claiming that it was easy to find ways to get up here, and I'm pretty sure it is. So It's a good place for a base. Great base location. I like that. Especially early on. Like if you were gonna get out of we were going to get out of it goes up, doesn't it? Yep, we're gonna go up on this one. East Vermilius. Like it's very crowded over there. Also another good reason to get a private server. From G-Portal, link in the description. Full disclosure, it is an affiliate link. There is nothing quite as enjoyable in this game as having all of that real estate available to you in Haga Basin. In our East Vermilius on the public server, it's like a zoning board has gone bad or doesn't exist. It's just a chaotic mess of huge bases all over the place, just stacked on top of each other. I bet some YouTuber told people that those are the best places to build bases. I bet there's some YouTuber out there who's like, oh yeah, this is the best place for a base, and then everybody rushes up there and builds a giant base. I try to identify like very broad, wide areas. Although I will tell you on a public server, or a private server, where I think the best locations are. But they're the same locations everybody knows. West Vermilius, the north part of West Vermilius has got a real nice location. And if you're on a private server, it's great. You're not going to be up there lagging with, 20 of your best neighbors. I'm surprised at how like that area between Misa Tiril and the Udum is so packed now. Although I think it's a good base location. It's not bad. I am wondering if in August they're going to start the... where am I? Man, I was much closer to here than I thought. I am wondering if they're going to start consolidations. Because if you look at the server status sites, yeah, like that's a guy that, there's a winner. I'm like, really, dude? I guess Funcom will tell you there are other ways to get around, but, it's either deliberate or obtuse, right? You're either a jerk or dumb. Take your pick. I don't know which one. Could be either. It's funny. I went back. I was looking at one of the developer live streams. Might have been number 4. It was on combat. I was just kind of watching some of the comments and they went out of their way to describe all this positive behavior that was going on in the betas and that people were doing, right? They're like, oh yeah, there are people who they open up their bases and they put passages through and they give out water to the public and then the reality sets in. The attractive nuisance phase comes in and people are like, I could go over there and it wouldn't be very competitive at all. Matter of fact, I don't want competition. I just come over here and take out my personal frustrations on other players in the game. But that's part of that's MMO-ish, right? But that's why they're going to have to do something. You know what? I like the systems where I like the people tell me, I don't know if anybody played what's it called, Black Desert Online? Like the it's BDO, I think that's what it was, right? I'd never played it. That was a Korean game or something like that. They had this really extensive, although perhaps fundamentally flawed karma system, which I thought was fascinating when I read about it originally. I'm like, that's amazing. Like this idea that you can, there's all sorts of, where are the bodies, man? This whole system where if you are attacking like you can flag yourself PvP and do that, but if you're attacking players who are not flagged PvP, you get this negative karma thing, and then it starts to flag you, and people can identify you, and then you become like a valuable target. Like, I still think that is I would call it an infamy setting or something, but I still think that's a fascinating way to do it. Because then the problem, I hope, takes care of itself, right? You're like, Players will take care of people. You make them valuable. Make them like a loot pinata, right? If you get all the PvP players out there who are like ganking people and you turn them into loot pinatas so they become the most popular target in the game, like, problem solves itself, doesn't it? Well, suddenly guilds go after them and things like that, and lots of people go after them. They just, but, you know, you gotta launch the game. You gotta get the game on the market, man. That's part of the thing. Okay, cobalt paste. How many can I make? I gotta make a lot. That's excellent. That's exactly what I needed. So where's this going to go storage-wise? This is going to go into Circuit 7. Let's make sure I'm not just going to run into a wall here. Circuit 7 is almost full already. Let's put all the... let's put all these someplace else. A lot of iron. That's a tiny amount of fuel. Let's go ahead and burn that. I need to make a bunch of fuel. Yeah. Cobalt paste first. Make it all, please. Took a lot of water, didn't it? Okay. We're good. I don't know why I'm carrying that nonsense. I don't know if I have a junk. I don't know if I have a box just for the junk. But I do. Man, I've got so much carbon ore. Clearly I was gearing up to a lot of steel at some point. I haven't done that, so we'll do steel sometime too. But I think jasmine is next. I think this is a junk box. Yeah, it's at least okay for that. We'll put a little bit of that in there. And I don't have a buggy down there, and I haven't set up a jasmine mining base again, so that is no longer an option. Do I have any of my, I do have some iodine pills. Ooh. Go ahead and put that on. It's my favorite outfit. What's going on there? Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, I think all the solutions are out there. The question is just going to be, you know, what's Funcom going to do? It's not that they don't know. I mean, they know. They're aware. Like, you can't... Like, they came out. So when I say, like, they're professionally managed, they are funded, which means they have professional management at the finance level, right? And management CEO level, all the way down into the game studios, right? These are competent professionals. And they're not sitting in their little silos not talking to each other. Although, it's interesting. I read, what was the book about Blizzard not that long ago? Guy, I don't know if the guy who he works for one of the business publications, but he wrote a book about Blizzard, right? And the whole history. You know, you go back 20, 30 years, there was some real kind of crazy cowboy stuff going on all the time. Because successful studios were almost like magic, right? There wasn't as much science. I don't want to say science, we'll call it business planning around it. And so at times you had some really interesting stuff happening on, but I don't think that's what's going on. These are not fly-by-night operations. They're, you know, full of cowboys who, you know, just flying by the seat of their pants. I believe that there's professional management in play here, and oh, hold on, I don't have storage on here, and I need storage. And so the solutions exist. They know what their options are. I'm sure they're sitting, you know, they've sat around at a table and said, okay, what do we implement? Like, I've done enough software projects myself, like large-scale IT software projects, and I have a background. In program project management at different times at one of the largest tech companies on the planet. I'll leave it at that. What was I doing here? I always set the colors. We'll put it back to CHOAM. And so, you know, it's not that they don't know, and it's not that they don't have options, and it's not that they haven't sat around and they're starting to, you know, they prioritize, okay, what can we do? What can we do in what time frame? What can we do that will work? What can we, and they get their ideas. And they know how to look around the industry. They have direct contacts with the people who have implemented things that work and don't work. And I have no doubt that that's happening. The real mystery is just what's happening now. And the thing that I get, that I take offense at, and you can clearly tell if you were on the stream yesterday, like, is people who come in and who are like, you should shut up about this because this is legitimate. Like, don't gaslight people. It's not. It's it's not the right behavior. You can pretend it is all day long, but I don't need to buy into people's delusions. Right? People want to tell themselves stories and justify themselves. That's very human, right? It is. Doesn't make them right. And so I don't have any need to buy into that. Which is why, you'll always hear me, you in here. Which is why I acknowledge legitimate PvP players, because I think they're not delusional. And we've talked about it numerous times. Humans love legitimate competition. We do. But we also like it structured and fair. We want people to participate. And, we want not only the people who want to compete to participate, we want the people who are watching it and enjoying it to participate in sports, things like that. It's a reason why top NBA teams don't go play college teams or high school teams all the time, because it's just not even entertaining content. You're like, nobody wants to see that. I mean, aside from the occasional, what happens occasionally, right? You've got I always like to come down here and do this one first. I know I'm getting jazzed me but I like to do this one first. And maybe I'll run up and see if I can get another do first best or quick shot. Since I've got the radiation suit on, not that hard to do. But there's all sorts of competition that we just don't have because everybody understands inherently, intuitively, that it's inappropriate. Right? And I always use boxers. That's a terrible example, but we want people to participate. We want them to play. We want them to enjoy it. We want them to be there for the reasons that they choose to be there, blah, blah, blah. That's how it works. And when somebody breaks it and tries to justify otherwise, it just doesn't fly. So I love this. I love this site down here. I probably have a full set already of the is it Achurion? I just walked in the goo. Let's walk in the goo. I have a full set of that armor, but I think it sells pretty well too, so we'll take that. I'll throw away all the scrap metal in a minute. Don't forget this chest back here, behind the scene. There's a corpse right here. We'll take whatever he had, and I don't even need that. He didn't have anything interesting. Sometimes he has a radiation suit, which you would think I should be able to get a radiation suit off of every one of these yokels down here, but I can't. I don't know why. I'm down here, and we're going to get the, that's the chest piece. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't really want to be climbing around up there. And I'll throw away the metal when I get out of here. So arenas are good. You can have really big battles. I'd love to see the battles. They clearly have the option. It seems to me like the large spice rings, although I think it's cool as a solo to go up there and farm those, I don't care. They're not important to me. The mediums are really good. Mediums and smalls are fine as long as, if they were uncontested, it'd be pretty simple. But the large ones, you could make all those PvP pretty easily, I think. What is that? It's a 5? Well, we'll keep it. Or you could make, entire sections. You could ramp up the loot, right? Higher yield rates. That's what I suspect might be a solution. It could be wrong. But PvP desert testing stations should have higher yield rates. What's my radiation like? Oh, it's fine. But they're going to have to fix the obvious thing, the denial of access stuff, and capping resources. They're going to have to fix all that. I just think what they've said is that they already, they did their they did their big patch for July, and so the stuff they're doing now is hot fixes. But we'll get to it. We'll get to whatever they need to do. We'll see in August. I love that, you know, they were talking about it as a 10-year game in the first place, and I hope that's exactly what it turns out to be. I think there's a lot of potential. I guess the other thing this is another thing that I think about is I'm a survival game player. Survival, crafting, building, I like that. And I'll be, you know, I play more on my channel. I'm playing this a lot, but that game loop is fine and I enjoy it. But I also think I understand the PvP game loop. It's just not my game loop, if that makes any sense. It's not what I'm after. So it's like, let's have a shield, man. Whoops. Can I get down here? Oh, I don't. Crap. I got myself a crap. That guy does not have a thing. Let's go northwest. That's where I want to go. Oh, shoot. Let's get a light on. I know where I'm going. I just couldn't see. There's an entire, you know, game loop that a lot of people enjoy in survival games and crafting games. Like, and I've played Valheim multiple times through all the content and other games, and I'm not. There's no PvP at the end. Like, I don't need PvP at the end. Like, there's a part of that where I'm like, that's just not a game loop that appeals to me. And I don't have any problem at all grinding all the way through the top gear or the top materials in a game, and then spinning up a brand new character in a different server with my own kind of RP angle to it, right? Where I'm like, okay, I'm doing this instead of that, right? What did I get? That's the triple shot. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you very much. There's another chest over here. I probably have skipped a couple of chests, but I really don't need the material, the crafting materials I don't really need. I like the triple shot. It's nice to have. So I'm in a PvP zone, so it is possible down here, although I never run into anyone in this space that cares to fight people. For whatever reason, the shipwrecks down here seem to be largely undisturbed by people actually PvP. Although I have heard people say that happens, so. But you know, the standards, you know, the standard game loop in a survival, crafting, and even building game is entertaining on its own. It doesn't bother me. I'll build a different building. I'll set up in a different area of the map, right? That happens to me all the time. I'll play a different class. And so, I think it was Sir Gardenslot talking about a guy earlier. 400 hours. I get 1,000 hours out of the game. Without batting an eye, I can get 1,000 hours out of a game if it's got a good loop like that. Okay, we have to fix that, don't we? I have picked up too many things. Okay, let's, what's heavy? What is heavy? That's heavy. That's not, no, that's newest. That's heavy. It's funny. Yeah, this is not gonna, I don't think I can carry that much anyway, so 106, I'm not gonna, they're kind of big. 15. Okay, let's do that. Let's see if that's enough. We need to, is there one down here? Yeah, there's one down here. But, like the guy yesterday, is like, I mean, you know, like what point in the game is there at tier 6, you know, without PvP? I'm like, yeah, that's another one of those screws. There's a lot to gaming out there. Actually, there was a, if you're familiar with New Zoo, they are a game analysis group. And I get some of their publications and reports on a regular basis. They did a report, came out in April of 2025. It was a 2025 game, just gaming report. It had kind of a generic name to it, but They do some good analysis from a business school perspective, if you like that kind of thing. And on Steam, what they determined was that on Steam PC games, PvE preferences were increasing over the years, like the past 5 years, right? There's a slightly stronger kind of pure PvP interest level from console players, which I thought was kind of interesting, right? And there are a handful of titles that are kind of sucking up all the air in the room, right? You know, your Counter-Strike and I guess Call of Duty, Valorant, and Fortnite, and things like that. Those are the games I consider to be like really legitimate PvP games. You can call them, you know, they're subgenres and things like that, but you know when you're playing that why you're playing it, and everybody in there knows why they're playing it too. Like there's no confusion, right? But the issue is that PvP players, there's a preference for PvP. It never goes above 50%. It's actually 20% or below year to year, and it's decreasing for the pure PvP players. There's a mix in the middle, but the majority of players over time have become PvE single player or PvE MMO co-op players. And the more games someone plays, the more likely they are to be a PvE-focused player. And if you take out the top couple of PvP games and, I guess, shooters, the numbers fall apart completely. Another storm coming? Come on, dude, it just came down here.
Sector weather alert.
It
A
is.
large sandstorm
It just came down here. Well, I don't have a good solution to this, other than I'm going to take what I have for now and get off this map and go back up. I guess I could... hold on. We're going to weather the storm down here, first of all. Because there's a nice place down there I can tuck underneath and be sheltered, right? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to bleed off the radiation, right? There's my storm coming. Got 2 minutes, and then we're going to duck up underneath those rocks over there. I don't think I can go underneath. That guy's base has like an overhang, but I'm just going to go under the rocks. And we don't have our base up there. I don't have any place I can hang out up there. So radiation's gone. Let me do this because I want to try this out. Once I land, I'll do this. This will. I can't consume this down here. And I don't want to spend a lot of time down there in the radiation. So, statistically speaking, at 1 minute, okay, we're going to go ahead and spend a couple minutes in the radiation. Happy to do that. I think I can duck into one of these without any problem. Be well sheltered. Could be wrong. But that looks like a shelter spot there, doesn't it? Could be wrong. Yeah, I'm sheltered right now. Oh, I'm not sheltered. I was sheltered. Now I'm sheltered. It's like it says I'm sheltered, but then I lose it. Could be in real trouble over here. How about this spot down here? Is this sheltered? Looks like it's a little deeper. Let's try this. This will be entertaining. So first of all, we're going to take a pill. See how that goes.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Now we're going to take this. Put that here, right? And then we're going to duck inside and see how that goes. So I have a radiation level. It's climbing. If I hit T, it's going to tell me I'm at 8,000 out of 150,000, danger of instant death. This should work. This will work just fine. You know what, Inkslinger? I just saw the second half of your statement there about using the world map. I think that's a great idea, honestly. I do. So the world map's already there. It would be very, very easy for them to drop some places in. Now, here's the problem: is if they have to stand up new servers, there's a cost associated with it, right? And they may or may not have built that into their cost model. Could have. But they could, let's say as part of a consolidation effort, consolidate deep deserts, separate them, make them PvE only, right? They might need fewer deep desert servers if they consolidate across sietches, right? They do something like that, right? I don't need to do it anymore. Cool, man. We just did the shelter thing, which is what I wanted to do. So my stuff is in here. Radiation is probably fine. Okay. I probably should have my shield up, but I'm not gonna put my shield up. If I see some of the NPCs, I'll do something. Yeah, so they could easily do that. That is functionality that exists in the game. They could stand up all sorts of arenas or battle zones or whatever they wanted to do. My shield just came on its own. Interesting. Not what I had in mind. Posit that. How full am I? We're really close. I'm not going to get that much. I mean, I guess I can. I get a little more. But because I looted those other things, I'm just not going to have enough room for more. Yeah, they have options. I think they did a really... They did a good job. They've built themselves lots of good systems. I think the Deep Desert weekly cycle is fine. I've seen some people complaining about the amount of time and effort. Like, probably bigger guilds, I'm going to say. Some people... I thought I was spending a lot of time bringing things back and forth to the Deep Desert. There were people spending a lot of time. Even with larger guilds and more help. But I've seen some people talk about that. But the basic mechanism, I don't mind building a new base every week. I've had to learn how well this Leo replicator does or doesn't work. But that's okay. I like that part of it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I mean, I'm sure I was a little annoyed if you were watching my live stream when that was happening. I'm like, how do I get this done? I just didn't know that you need to trim your design down every week to make sure there are like as few parts hanging out of the edges as possible. Yeah, they answered that. Their answer was weird. I don't know if you remember what they said. They said that there was a problem with the IP owners, right? So think about Frank Herbert's son, whatever his name is. He wrote the later novels, right? The people who own the intellectual property had an issue with some aspect of mods, right? So that they believed that it would somehow decrease their control over the intellectual property. So there was some deal struck between Funcom and the IP owners that there wouldn't be mods. Now, when I heard that, I'm like, I don't fully understand it. I mean, like that's a plausible enough story for right now, right? So there's some reason why you can't have mods that they assigned to this intellectual property issue. Like they kind of blamed. They weren't blaming them in the hard way. It wasn't like oh man, we really want to, but they won't let us. It was like, yeah, no, just probably not going to happen. Yeah, something happened out here, man. Yeah, I can't even tell how bad it is. Somebody died or disappeared or disconnected or crashed or something. Did anybody play Conan to some extent? I don't know what the full extent of mods are for Conan Exiles. It feels to me like you need to have self-hosted servers as well to make that happen. There was a whole story. And I wouldn't be surprised if they came up and they're like, oh, well, it's this, if you could have self-hosted servers and they could do something, maybe it would make a difference. Well, the thing I've noticed is, and it could be like the intellectual property argument against mods in my book, is that as soon as you make mods, it feels like bunch of people rush in and start trying to put everybody else's intellectual property into your game, right? So now it's not a Dune game. It's a Dune game with a bunch of Star Wars characters in it, or it's a Dune game with a bunch of Star Trek, or you know, like you get all sorts of weird stuff, right? At least that's what happened with Starfield, right? Like there's all sorts of mods in Starfield that can't really exist unless the people who own the intellectual property have given some level of permission, right? And I thought there were some people who were getting hit early on. For doing something like that, right? So we're going to take that, we're going to take that, we'll take those, we'll just add those to the pile. Let's take those, and I'm going to put those in my backpack and do something with them. I don't even know if I have a place for those. I don't. Hold on. So there's like there's an issue with intellectual property that becomes an inbound threat to the game, right? You're like, somebody's going to put stuff in the game that shouldn't be in the game, right? And then there's a problem with intellectual property if the owner says, I really don't like what they might do to my game and my intellectual property. So I guess I didn't do too badly. I did not do too badly. I did get some. It's enough to make more duraluminum, which this thing is probably done doing. And now I don't have enough aluminum. I have plenty of aluminum. We're back to 143,000 water. It's a water problem, isn't it? Okay, we'll make them. It's not a water problem. I thought that was a water problem. It was an aluminum problem. I wasn't doing the math right in my head. 144 is what you can do. Now, let's, I need to put more of this stuff in inventory. Yeah, so it feels like there might be a way to do it, but it also feels like they're not jerking us around, but they have a story, don't they? They definitely have a story going on. I just don't know if I believe their story. It sounds like the kind of thing I would tell people to make them go away. Wow, you could make a giant. So I'm trying to save the plastinium for other purposes. So I don't want to keep using aluminum. I don't know why I even have iron ingots, but let's just make a box for stuff I'm willing to crunch up and throw away. Did I put that gun in here? I don't know where I put that gun. I probably didn't pull it in my inventory. There you go. Spice infused duraluminum can go up there. I'm a little nervous. So if I hit F, what am I going to get? The welding torch goes in. Yeah, I don't mind that part, but the welding torch? I need my welding torch. Man. Give it back. Give it back. Is that the one I was using? Yep. There's the gun. Put that downstairs. That should just be some money that goes in. Need to crunch this gun up because I don't care about it. Depth disruptor. How am I doing on... Oh, I just repaired that. That was not my intention. I'm not at the cruncher. That was silly of me. Yeah, I just repaired this gun, and I don't want to repair this gun. Because I was not thinking about where this was supposed to be. You're talking about Dune? Yeah, I don't think it's... I think the combat can be a little interesting up front. Like, I had issues as I was trying to figure out like how to dodge or not dash. You know, there were things that were not intuitively obvious to me right off the bat that over time made a lot more sense. I thought the testing stations, especially early on as you're coming up, What did I put in here? I thought I put these in here. I thought the testing stations at times were a little challenging. I remember when I first went to row A, and I don't even know what armor I was wearing at the time, but looking at one of those rooms where you know you're going to locked in, you're going to get locked in with like 5 enemies. Like, I remember that, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going in there. You know, it's just not going to happen for me, I'm pretty sure. That's interesting. I need to, like, that's stuff I probably need to take back over to my other base. I don't need that stuff inside here. And I've got the radiation suit. I might as well, what is going on with my, I'm not even wearing shoes anymore. Oh, I didn't put shoes on after I took the radiation suit off. That's my fault. I wasn't even paying attention. So did we get everything out of here? And we're okay with... I got a bunch of bodies. That was accidental. And I didn't get as much erythrite, jasmium, erythrite, and so the passive water stuff is what I was trying to get done too. That's under utilities, right? Okay, so we have enough to make one of those probably. I want to. Silicone block. Happy to make as much silicone block. Calibrated servox. We know where we can go pick up another 100 of those. Spice melange we have plenty of, and these things take filters. Or I could go with some of these, which is steel ingots. I might start with these for right now, because I've got plenty of resources for them. I could have a couple of them up and running, and then we can... I won't have to worry about, or I won't mess with spice for right now. Spice or spice residue. We'll just keep accumulating that. Probably should have checked the power requirements, shouldn't I? So that's 70. Oh, those are only 75. I think these will get me 4, 5, maybe 6,000 water an hour, something like that, which is not bad as an overnight, as long as I put filters in it. Yeah, let's just stand up 2 of these. And actually, we're going to put these in the center. I have had a habit of driving around outside. I don't need to drop the buggy off the edge anymore. I think I've got buggy storage covered. And now I need some filters. Hey, can I get in down here? I can. This is open to the public too. This is another one of my... I don't have the lounge set up. I'll do that out here sometime. Although I won't put water out here. And I think those just require filters off of a standard survival fabricator. Improved. I think... Oh, that's the spice residue one. Yeah, just give me 4 of these. I'll put those on now. Yeah, it's worse when you crunch something you need to repair. Yes, I made the mistake in the right direction, which is excellent. Hey, just a reminder, if you haven't had a chance, please hit the like button on YouTube, or if you're looking for Twitch drops, the CHOAM pieces, you can find those on Twitch at /Kineer Gaming. As always, I appreciate any support, comments, likes, shares. Always very helpful. Helps the channel. Helps me along on the journey. It's been a pretty good month for Dune Awakening now. Had some real good streams. Tuesdays are very popular, which is interesting. Probably because it's a new map, right? Deep Desert Tuesday, new map. It's very useful. Like, so the more useful I can be, let people tune in. Pretty good numbers yesterday. I don't think they all came to see me rant at some stranger that wandered by, but who knows? Maybe they did. I think that was kind of unpredictable. I would like to do, I need to go out in Deep Desert earlier in the morning, don't I? That's a real deposit 4, and then we're going to take 3 of them, or 2 of them back. And put the other 2 over here. It's going to be 16 hours, so that's going to be good. Clearly, I could put quite a few in, and I think I'm going to get, what is this going to be? Is that 6 every 5 seconds? 901 should be the next one. Is it 901? 90. It's 12 every. I think they're lined up. Sometimes I get them offset by a few seconds, and so I'm getting about 12 every 10 seconds. So that's 12 every 10 seconds. 72 milliliters per minute. 720 times 6. What is it? That's 4,000. A little over 4,000 an hour. So that's not bad. That will top off. That'll top these things off over time. So that's good. We like that. And if I want more, I can put more. Those are pretty cheap. Those were not terribly expensive, were they? Although I need more steel. Maybe that's why I was bringing up all the steel. Calibrated Servox, steel, and silicone block could get me more. And we'll upgrade them eventually. I'm not that worried about it. What's this thing doing? This thing's doing aluminum, and that's going to take forever. That's going to be a full hour. What is this one doing? This one's doing cobalt paste. This processing, that's going to take a long time. Hey, Illuminati. Nice to see you. Welcome. It's 2 hours. Man, that's going to take forever. It's absolutely going to take forever. And then, what else am I missing? Yeah, everything is up. I'm going to take a couple things back to my other base and see if, because I don't think... I want to see if I can put new wings. I need industrial pumps. I need new wings for the ornithopter I've been flying. They are wearing. They keep getting down into the 20s. So cobalt paste I'll have. Duraluminum I'll have. That's not a problem. Servox, water, spice infused dust, industrial pumps. I need to go. I need to get out of the stupid still suit, and I need to go over to the Sentinel City and run through that. I don't know what the total is on them. I'm sure it's faster. I'm sure it's better. That's all I can say. Because I build them we've been building them up in the deep desert, and then I watch them for a little while. And once they're up and running, I just walk away. I'm like, I'm done. I think what I need to do is find out where my stupid boots are. I mean, it's not really important, but I would like to know where the boots are that go to this outfit. Yeah, so this thing is, it's having problems. It needs to be... those aren't terrible. I mean, those are 40... Those are half. I thought they were getting down in the 20s. That might be a different ornithopter. Because I did want to get those up. I did want to get those upgraded. I wonder what it would take to get Mark 6 wings on this thing. I think probably we're holding off on those materials in order to... in order to get that advanced garment fabricator up. Hey Robert, nice to see ya. How are you today? You got the Acheronian chestplate today. I just got that one to drop too. Do you wear heavy armor most of the time? Are you? I have not. I don't wear heavy armor that often. And I bet I learned it, didn't I? I didn't even go sell it. I should go make one and put it on the market. I actually have things up on the market that probably are going to expire soon if I don't go pick them up. But where is my Archeronian chestplate? I haven't been up to row A yet either. So those are duraluminum products. That's station garb. That's syndicate. Where is it? Yeah, I have 2 of those. I can't make the boots. I think I have a full set. Yeah, the only thing I can make right now are the gloves and the boots, or the gloves and the chest. But I might have those back at my base. I need to, let's go run through the Sentinel station real fast. technically speaking, I can go inside that door right there. There aren't that many guys over here, which is weird. This place is so lightly, lightly attended. Oh, so you're neutralizing them. That's not. I like that. It's all right. It definitely hammers your dash ability. So getting back to 0 is not a bad plan. Getting back to the point where you, no, that's not. Where is the? It's over here. At least getting back to neutral, and then having the benefits of the total, you know, the armor and the other pieces is good. 900 something. That's great. Right, so you can get over 1,000, but you have to put up with the dash problem. I keep sticking with Syndicate. It's my thing. Keeper's best. So I don't think there are any. That's not what I was trying to get to.
I see someone.
Do you see someone?
There is everybody.
Well, I didn't mean to fight them all. Will they come after me? I don't know if they will. I don't think there are any. I guess I have to shoot them, don't I? I didn't mean to draw all of them over here. Okay, they clipped me there, didn't let me shoot that person. Whatever reason. Oh, who is that? I bet I can't even hit them, can I? Fine. I'm gonna have to run over here in order to get a fair shot at them. I'm gonna have to run away over here. I'll take the level, thank you. It's odd that they, shoot their flamethrower at me from that distance. Because it just gets them killed, and it doesn't make any sense. So I don't think there were any, I guess I haven't found any chests over here, which has been a problem for me in the past. Which I don't know why there aren't any chests in here. It's a scrap buggy. Really feels like I should get at least one chest with industrial pumps in it in here, but I don't get them. Oh, that's cool, man. I trust it's good for you. Okay, where are... Put you down. Somebody else out there. Where's my long-range scanner? Well, that was not my... Ooh, hold on, guys. That just died like twice. Ooh, that's not cool at all. I have a real lag problem in here. How do we take care of that guy? Oh, he's not even rendering in. But he's gone now. Can I hit him in the front? Do you have a hitbox out there? I just put a bunch in... They weren't letting me fire. There you go, I got him. I've never sat here and shot all these guys at this distance before. Although it seems convenient. Is everybody left? Oh, that's going to be a big help. The fuel problem is real up there. I did not. Get some fuel pumps. Who's left in here? Oh, here you go. I see you over there, buddy.
Die.
Where's my flame guy? Come here, buddy.
Get them!
Flame on, lady. Something like that. Somebody just run by out there? Take your beer. Armor plating. No fuel filters there. Or industrial filters. You never have too many of them. Drop that. You can drop that. You can drop that. 17. Well, we're not doing bad. 17 is not terrible. Yeah, so that was pretty good, actually, getting all those. Wow. This is messed up. This is broken. Give me a second here. Not really losing. It's not a streaming problem. The game is doing it. Not good. So I used to go up the other side, and this time I started coming over here. A couple of reasons, not the least of which are it's a slightly cleaner route up to the top. Why in the world would this particular POI get laggy? I don't make any sense at all. There's going to be at least one person up here. And I don't need that. Thank you very much for throwing that in my inventory. And clearly I have enough of those. And I don't really like going up the stairs. So I prefer just come up here. Wow. That is messed up.
I see someone.
Come on, around the corner. Anybody in the building below me? No, nobody down there. Purple band. Nothing over here. 4 more industrial pumps. Bunch of darts. What did we get? Oh, wait. We have the poison mist. Is that what I'm carrying? I actually need a better sword. Oh no, I have the jolt sword. Poison mist isn't bad, but I don't think it had the same damage. I thought it was a lower damage. 2 industrial fuel pumps. That's good so far. There's a couple more sites up ahead. That is absolutely wrecked. We're going to have to go look at the... Give me just a second here. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go look at my task manager. It's just Dune. That's all. Nothing but Dune, man. Why, Dune? Why? I will come back through here in just a minute. We'll be right back. I don't think there are any crates up here, are there? No crates. Just some bodies who don't drop anything particularly interesting. There you go, there's one guy. Shoot that one over your shoulder, because I'd only like to have one of you at a time to mess with. Come on up, buddy. Fire that flamethrower, please. We're done with that one. Three more industrial pumps. Puts us at 25. More compressors. That it? I need to go back in. I need to go back into the cave and out the side entrance. Oh, hold on. That's yeah, that one has those. We'll take those. I don't care about that sandbike engine. I don't care about those, I don't care about those, and I don't care about those. Those are all good. Small vehicle fuel cell. Don't even care about that. Keep it. We have plenty of large fuel cells. Taking a nap. There's at least one chest up here, if not two. Oh, how about you? Corner. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. This is, I don't know if it's just this area. I've never had this zone cause any problems. I think there's 3 people up here. But they're all off to the left right now. Wow. Those are the only ones up here. Heal kit. Okay, there's some more of those. What else is up here? Is there another chest? It really feels like that is a building I should be able to go up inside, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like I should be able to go inside there somehow? It's like it's closed in or something. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't see a way in though. Whoa, kids. That's not what I was looking for. Yeah, there you go. We'll do that. The base is right down below. Literally right around the corner. Can I park over here? I don't need to. I'm just having fun. Okay, so we put that away. Now we can run. Crazy. I need to take the welding torch. Yeah, give me the welding torch back. He's put the welding torch away. I need that welding torch. I don't know why those don't go in there. That can go downstairs. Poison mist. Feels like I could sell that, huh? Aluminum spice. Spice infused aluminum dust. Okay, so that's still processing. Both of these are going to be running for a long time, so I don't need to worry about those. I don't think we have any other spice in here, do we? Oh, if I picked up 144 anywhere, we could run another batch through there. Haven't done that in a little while. I'm gonna run over to Arrakis and find out. Where's the buggy? Yep, the other one's right there. Get the Arrakis, find out what's going on there. Is my inventory empty? My inventory's empty. I should be able to should be able to pull the stuff that I put in the auction house back out. I might relist some of it. I've got a little bit of money on me. Okay, so according to Robert, we have turbines are being taken care of, so energy, that looks good. Cobalt paste, I have a bunch up there too. I just went out and grabbed like 3,500 from the Rohaga Rift, so we should be better in cobalt paste. I need to gather a bunch. We can make an aluminum run and process a bunch of aluminum, although I'm already processing a bunch of aluminum. It'd be nice to have like a bunch processing overnight, because it'll also feed those lower end filters for the water catch. But honestly, just go through Haga Rift and killing CHOAM staff or whatever. I don't know if they're CHOAM staff or not, but oh, I'm not going over here, am I? Arrakis, please. There we go. Can I go back to the Water Shipper's Mansion? Is there anything to do there? I don't think there is. I don't know if I... no, I can't open up the journey map. I haven't looked in about a week to see if there's anything even on my journey map I've not done. I think there are things like craft a sand crawler that I'm not going to do anytime soon. That kind of thing are out there, but there's not a lot else. I'll take a look when I get in here. The good news is we shouldn't have people duping in the bank. Or will we? We'll find out. Hey, Henry, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. We're doing our chores back at the main base. Stocking up supplies. Processing materials. That's really slow. What could possibly be going on with Arrakis? My ornithopter does not look like that. So I'm a house operator, and I have the Atreides ornithopter variant. Why can't I park in the back? It seems like that's where I should be able to park. Oh, I think Landsrad. Oh, we're doing all right on the Landsrad right now, aren't we? Spice infused dust. Light caliber compressor. I don't want to turn him over. I could kill Kirabs. Compact compactor Mark 6. That'd be cool. There's the Acheronian chest plate for 3,500. So Kirabs, that's East Vermilius, right? Masquerade. I actually like killing those. That's just for money. So Masquerade and the Kirab. And yeah, I don't really feel like just turning that stuff in. Went after that, didn't they? How did they do that? That'd be a lot of them to kill. Like you can't, that's like you can't, like these you can just turn in large amounts, right? Hundreds and hundreds of them. But these you can't, or like these you cannot. You have to actually go and do the work. Oh, let's do this too. Where are we on the journey? Weapons of war. Kill enemies with a drill shot. Feels like I've shot a lot of people, but I think I'm using something other than a drill shot FK7. Not done anything with a Vulcan. I'm using a sword, not a rapier. I don't really want to make a set of Dune Man heavy armor. It's 200 XP, but same one here. Artisan Dirk. Those are not that exciting. Yeah, these weapons of war ones are like, I don't care that much about them. I guess I'll do them someday. Operational readiness. Make a sand crawler. So this is make the pieces, fuel it, and harvest spice using a sand crawler. I don't think it's going to happen. Not anytime soon. That's an ornithopter. Fabricate a Regis missile launcher. Fabricate missiles. 20. Kill enemies with a Regis missile launcher. I would do that. I don't have one. How about that? Bring a sand crawler to a spice field. That's part of the same thing here. Claiming the sands. Travel to a control point. I've been to several control points, but evidently I didn't stick around long enough to take it over. Well, all you need to do is take it over, right? Which, if you just stay there long enough, then you could leave, but that's interesting. I'll think about that one too. Anyway, I can do this one. That's a Regis missile launcher. And I still haven't done the cutter ray, because I think I need probably some spice or something for that. Anyway, let's get back to this.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit or
846.
withdraw Solaris?
I just want to hit the escape button and be done with that conversation. That would be great. Okay, my orders. I have not... Are these all expired? I take all these? Okay. Let's sell the average price of a compact compactor Mark 5. That's the one I'm carrying. I don't really want to do that. The Wayfinder helm. 64,000. That's interesting. Low price 59. Let's make it 55. Got one a little smaller. Long shot. $25,000. Station gauntlets. $47.50. He keeps trying to hit. I don't know if anybody wants those. Mindex rattle. Yeah, I'll sell that at $2,400. I'll undercut that person just a tiny bit. Poison mist. Down here. Let's see if somebody will buy that. The pipe cleaner. Low grade lubricant. Price per unit, 65. I don't need to sell heavy darts. I think that's the rest of them, right? We'll see if any of that stuff sells. Is there anything else I need here? What is the price of... That's mine. There's somebody at 75. I could have done that at 75. Refined resources. Spice melange at 15,000 a piece. That's a pretty high price. Rustinium at 10,000 a piece. Those seem pretty high too, to me. Stone at 100, silicon block at 160. So those are low-end resources. I haven't looked into what it takes to build Mark V suits and sell those, although people keep talking about that like it's a big deal. Mark V radiation suits. Kill Karab and see if I can pick up another Carl Cutteray as well. Let's go figure out what it takes to build a Regis missile launcher. I probably could have pulled that up in my research tab, couldn't I? That would have been good. Flight on home. And it came to Jessica that Paul had been trained in Pranu and Bindu, nerve in the fiber, but he had been taught fighting in a deadly school. Seems appropriate for a guy that's not even in the game. It's interesting they left the quotes in about Paul Atreides in this game. Isn't that wild? I don't know why. Oh, all right. Okay, they literally dropped me in here in the middle of a sandstorm. Did they damage the ship? A little bit. Maybe that was just from the flight. Isn't that weird? Feels like they could do that slightly differently. I don't know how, but... No warning that you could just drop into the middle of a sandstorm. They give me a little note that says there's a storm going on. Are you sure you want to enter? Maybe they did. Maybe I just completely missed it. Fabricated Aegis missile launcher. That's a handheld missile launcher, isn't it? Can I even make that? So I can make those. I can make rockets. There's the drill shot I'm supposed to use on that one achievement. I probably need to be at the advanced weapons workbench, don't I? Maybe I do. Let's. I should have looked this up anyway, huh? Plastinium projects or products. Is that it? Yeah. So that's 60 plastinium, 40 silicone, and 30 spice melange. That's interesting. And you do need an advanced weapons fabricator. So that'll be on my list. I'm not sure I need to make that right away. I need to harvest more materials in order to make that. The rest of that's not too bad. Okay. Well, let's I don't want to make steel. That looks like it is out in Shield. Everybody's going after it. Icy boots. I really only need 150-ish. There's another one on the ground right there. Is that one really there, is the question, right? There's one right there. Whoa, 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 stop that. I'm gonna go to this one over here. Just because it's new. I don't trust that one. I don't trust that it's actually there. I think it's just... It looks like it's there, but maybe there's nobody on the server today. I didn't check the numbers to see how many people are actually on the server. That's it right there. Not in the radiation zone, so... As long as my shield's not up. Watch for the shield to go live for no reason, right? Oh, there's the mouse. The mouse always makes me nervous. I don't know why he's here. Cooking, man. the worm. I'll go write that down in a second, but I'm a little nervous that there's no worm. He's been very, very active lately, right? That's it. Is it? Very small amounts, but there he is. That's okay, we'll take it. Now we'll go check the one over here that I don't think is really there. I don't think he's the same one that comes over here, is he? He, she, or it. It's just a fake spice game. That's okay. I got enough I can go throw in the batch up here. Not enough to make rockets yet. I have to go out to the deep desert. Although I still wouldn't mind farming Kurobs and whatever else. What's going on over here? Is this an abandoned base? Nope, that's a legit base. It looked like a base that had like the shields turned off or something. I think it's worth paying attention. There are probably some people who have checked out of the game and left some stuff behind. I'm going to land down here, start this spice, and I'm going to take a break. I might... I did redo the ramp back here. There's a half ramp that was wasn't as tall as the last one, so it's a much better fit. I might restart the game while I quick too, so I am going to put the delay back bumper up, and I'm going to stop and start the game to see if it changes the performance on it. But I'll be back in a couple minutes.
I dream of it, amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths. My path saw the Imperium rise from the ashes left in the wake of the Great Revolt. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of the human mind. With that commandment, new avenues of human potential were explored. Mentats, Suk Doctors, Sword Masters, and the mystical Bene Gesserit.
All right, let's see how this goes this time. I need to take a look at this. I'm going to check my stats, make sure that there's nothing. Reset the stats. There you go. Let's see how it plays now. I just dumped the game and came back in. Oh, what am I doing there? Don't need the house sword. I can go put that away. Actually, I can put that away too. Clearly, I'm not going to do anything with the... not going to make the rocket launcher at the point. I need to get the rest of this spice in. To get it back out to the deep desert and start hunting spice up there too, as well as other resources. But where's the box? But first, we will go participate in the Landsrat. Oh, I do have a. Oh, that's a radiation suit 4. I don't know when that dropped. Yeah, that's not a bad thing to have. I'll put that in a box and save it. It's not bad to have. I don't need a house sword, so. We'll get rid of this one. Okay, it's good. I'm back. I don't know what it's doing now. Oh, wait a minute. Shoot. I forgot. I forgot that I'm carrying all that extra spice. Yep, there we go. A little bit at a time. So that's stone stability right there. That's what I want. We're going to drop inside and take care of all those guys and see if the Tarl Cut Array drops again, or we get something else. guess I didn't stay over the ship long enough. It's the one on the left, isn't it? Yeah, there's a hole in the ground, or a hole at the top. Well, I do like just finishing them off. Well, I guess I screwed that up, didn't I? Hey, Sir Garden's a lot. Oh, hold on. That's not what I was hoping for. No. There you go. So many emojis. Alright, what are we gonna do? Let's just run inside. Identify yourself. Oh, I got a buggy again. Dude. I don't really care for that. Go. Are you the only guy up here? Are you it? Are you the only one left? Okay, he's done. Landsrad progress has been tracked. Thank you very much. These guys I actually do like to loot. Well, not those guys, but these guys, because they have still suit tubing and things like that, right? What's in here? Is there anything else good in here? I mean, other than that loot, that was pretty good loot. Although I don't care about that buggy thing. I guess I can go down below and find more of them to fight, or I can just go out onto the... Go outside, and we'll find plenty of them. Oh, the body disappeared. This one going to disappear too. Landsred tasks are revealed. Oh, hold on. What are the Landsred tasks? What did we just get? Moritani. Deliver sandbikes. Kill Atreides troops, which is kind of a pain. Diamond dust. And deliver the Regis GRDA 44. I don't really care about that. Steel ingots. I think Kirobs and these guys are worth fighting. Who is this one? It's not Wallach. I should have personal contributions on at least one of these. Is it that one? Oh, it's Spinette. So if I kill a bunch of these guys out here, Spinette will be the one that I get. Then I can go after Karab as well, but they're not urgent by any means. Is anybody in here?
Interloper.
There aren't a lot of them down here, are there? I could go to, what's it called? Mindex, Hole? We'll just call it that. We'll go to Mindex Hole. Whoa. Should be up ahead. No, this thing is... Yeah, something's going on. I don't know what it is. This is unsorted. And... Ornithopter, some parts. Those aren't bad. I don't need that. That. I do like those. Oh, the testing station up here, like one of those. 163 or 71. Yeah, either one of those are probably good. Sand trout leathers, steel tubing. Both of those are pretty good. How far away is it? There's not much going on in here, is there? Crazy, man. Is there a special? Okay, those are bombs. Those are traps, right? And that's not what I had in mind. And the shining lights in here are kind of crazy.
Who's that? Someone's here. I can't.
I'm not close enough, huh? Guess we'll get a little closer. Sniper. Take that guy down. I think I need 30, right? And yes, it seems to like the testing station is probably jam-packed. Can I go up from here? So close. Yeah, this is just a way to the top. Never mind. And okay, which way was the testing station? It's fascinating. I don't like that jump. Well, I don't think I'm going to try for the, I'm just, I like picking up the first 10,000 most of the time. Wow. This is, honestly, this is almost unplayable for some reason. I don't know why. No, it's just, it's lagging like crazy. How far am I? Or how close am I to getting this one? I'm gonna... Yeah, I mean, I'll just do these for right now. I don't need a Blind Reaper. Just to get them done. But I should just go to the deep desert, honestly. That would be the better play. Just to see if it's a, like a Haga Basin thing. Okay, purple door there.
You've entered Desert Botanical Testing Station number 163.
Number 163. And there are two enemies right over there who, oddly enough, will magically teleport over here. Somebody's been through here recently. Usually there were two enemies in here. If somebody's cleared this place out, this isn't going to do me any good at all anyway. This next room's full of idiots. Take a drink. This next room should have been full of enemies. I think they should be all over this ground floor. Yeah, somebody's been through here. I guess there's a loot box at the end, isn't there? How much stuff am I going to be carrying? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Man, I certainly don't care about that. I'm not going to get those. We're not going to do the food. Don't care about those. I actually do need those. Need those. Oh, I don't know why I keep picking those up. money in the parts. Only like 2 enemies in this whole place. Yeah, this is one of those where you go to the right and clear that. There's 2 guys. 2 up ahead. Why are there 2 up ahead? There's 2 down here. There's water. Giving me more water. Darts. Darts, darts, darts. So many darts. A lot of water down here. Bandages I'll take. Hear about the fuel cell. So maybe whoever came through here skipped those 2. I don't care about that power pack. Not sure I should even care about that. There's a green barrier behind me.
Who's that?
Thanks. Appreciate the whole access granted routine. That's interesting. Not care about that. Is this the way I came in? I think it's the way I came in. I don't think this is... What is this? Is this a loot room? Oh, there's another band. Oh yeah, that's at the bottom of the stairs. I was not paying attention. Is there a door that opens? Well, there's butterflies in here, which is kind of fun. None of these doors open. The way I came in. We're not going to play the tape because I don't want to hear it. I have 1 door or 2 doors down here. Okay, there's the yellow door I want to cross. Are there any people down here? There's nobody in here. Yeah. The hologram is gone because I've already done the quest, and there were 2 enemies in here the last time. And there are no enemies in here, so I guess we can... The Marrakeb Stillsuit Garment. It's nice. Get rid of this. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. I don't care about that. Buggy PSU? Yeah, that's okay. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I think we're just going to go around and around the outside edge. Yeah, this was the end of finding Simo? Finding something like that. I think that's what it was. Oh well. Need a few more. I'll just, I'll just pick off the ones that are outside on the...
You've entered Desert Botanical Testing Station number 163.
We'll pick off the ones that are outside at the camps. Maybe I'll find some agave seeds. Pardon me. I don't have to get too complex about it. I do feel like I need to go out and I need to go to the deep desert and see if the game performance changes. Maybe it's a network problem, maybe it's a server problem. The deep desert will put me in a different place. Looking for seeds. There's some right there, maybe. Should be. Okay, how about some, I was just in there. Oh, where's that camp? It's right behind me, isn't it? Oh, there it is, right there. Well, the real problem I have right now is that the performance on it has dropped dramatically over time. I don't think anything's changed in the machine I'm playing on. I heard somebody. Okay, where's another camp? Let's just go to, I don't need... Guess I could go this way. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish these people off. It's an easy way, hopefully. I guess I can go to the other... I could go to the other testing station, but... Very close. I only need 3 more. Where's the body? Oh, he's behind here. He doesn't have anything. Where's the agave seeds? Aren't they just right around here? I just saw them a second ago. Right there to my left and up the hill. I don't need a lot of them. But I think you need 10 in order to make a batch of iodine or whatever, right? Is that it? Well, I was here just a moment ago. Are there any back here? How about that? They're not up top, are they? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, there's some right there. Thank you. That's enough to make something at least. Aqua's watch. I should be able to pick up a couple of them here, shouldn't I? That's all I need. I don't care about the rest of this. Where is Kineer, though? Where are those guys hanging out? I need to look at my Landsrad list. Spinneret are... or Spinnet. Man, I don't know where they're... Oh, they're in Harko. Oh, neat. I haven't been to Harko in ages. Not high on my list, so... That was a little more than I was signing up for. This is a pretty good threading the needle. Got me where I wanted to go. Jabal Efrit Al Garb. Okay, is there anything even in my inventory? There's nothing in my inventory. I didn't even need to worry about any of that stuff, so. That's good. That's good. Have all that stuff. What's left in my inventory after that? We can put those upstairs. I know where those can go. It feels like that could sell pretty well. And that engine, I don't think that sells. I don't think that's a big deal. I had a Mark V, so I think I would try to sell both of those, honestly. Can I make the... Is it under here? The iodine fill? No. It's gotta be under here, isn't it? There you go. Iodine pills. Then agave seeds and pure aluminum. Yeah, that's it. Make those pills. That was the point of that. I do use them. Oh, it only makes 5. It's okay. So I use them occasionally, so I need to replenish them on a regular basis. I guess I can get to the... What else can I take with me? I can try to put cope on the market. The Mohonda sand bike engine. That feels like, it doesn't feel like anybody. The Walker Sandcrawler engine. I wonder what that's worth. I already have one of those listed. Sentinel's Gauntlets don't seem like a great thing. Double Sealed. I actually kind of like that one. I'm going to keep that one. Just so I can keep making those over time. Buggy PSU. Let's go put that away. I think that's it. Yep. Thrusters. Gen 5 Scout Module. I think these are all Gen 5. This is all enough to like put together half an additional. What I seem to be missing though is, and I thought I made a set of, those are both 5s, that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll sell those later. Get those,
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm
I'm not
is
going to place
approaching.
right away, am I? I made a rocket launcher for my, or I made rocket launchers for one of my scouts. I don't know where they went. I don't know what I did with them. And since I'm stuck here waiting for the storm to come and go, I'm going to go ahead and look around and see if I can find them. Maybe I put them in the wrong box. This is all buggy gear. It's all sand bike gear and a little bit of small fuel cells. An interesting thing to have around. This should be assault ornithopters. Storage. Yeah, those are all. I could crunch up a bunch of those too. There's good resources in those too. Thruster. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Those are all welding hooks, or welding torches. There's no way it's over here. Yeah, these are just resources that are on their way out the door. There's a good still suit that I should be wearing. What am I wearing right now? Oh yeah, I was going to look for the boots. Are the boots over here? No, the Syndicate boots are over here. There's the still suit that goes with me. That's better for doing testing stations. Take those. Yeah, I just don't know where that went. I don't think there's anything in here. There's no spice. There's no spice sand over here. That was a transport box for some period of time. This thing is doing nothing. Could be doing low grade. Let's go ahead and make all that. You can make fuel. Always make fuel. What do we have here? It's a Mark V suit. That's actually useful. Those are all good ingredients. Some of that's tier 6 stuff. I don't know. Somebody else left that here. I don't know why. What is this box? I didn't even check that one. Where, oh where? F sand. That's good. A little bit of that. That's all stuff that can be just junked, including like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that it doesn't need to be. Interesting. I have bodies for water. That's not a problem. How are we doing on water? 308. If I was actually processing anything over here, it would be a big deal. I don't know. I don't know where they went. Maybe they're upstairs. I don't know how I misplaced them. That is an odd box. I don't even know why that's there. No clue. It's a little bit of money. Bear that with me, it's not a big deal. This should just be clothes, armor, and stuff. Yeah, I do have a full set, do I? Back and running in. I do have a full set of heavy armor here. Don't wear it often. Yeah, I don't know where my rocket launchers went for my ornithopter. I think they were a pain to make. So like it was a thing, right? It was I just need spice. I mean, I could make another set with the spice melange. That's it. But I could have sworn I had them. And these are not, these are low damage, 164, Mark 5. But I'm going to have to find those at some other time. I don't think we're going to do anything with that. And I think I'm actually going to wrap this one up at this point in time. I think it's been, I'm only got about 3 hours today. I had a late start today. And so thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you hanging out for a little bit. If you haven't had a chance, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, following, please take care of that as well. That'd be fantastic, so you get alerts on the upcoming live streams. As I mentioned earlier, I'm probably not going to be live streaming tomorrow unless I wrap things up pretty early with my client and I come back and do it late in the day or something like that. Otherwise, this is Kineer and I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.